The year 2000 marked the beginning of a new millennium, a moment when the world stepped forward with hope, uncertainty, and excitement. But in the middle of all the celebrations, something small, almost invisible, was being produced inside the United States. Mint, something so tiny that most people never even noticed it in their hands. A single copper-plated zinc penny, a Lincoln 2000p 1-cent coin, a coin that millions used casually every day. Yet one special variation among them would later shock collectors with a staggering value of $200,000. This is the story of that coin, how it was made, how it went unnoticed, and how one of the most ordinary pennies of the 21st century became a legendary treasure. The Lincoln cent had already been circulating for nearly a century by the time the 2000p penny was struck. Its familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse symbolized the strength and historical memory of the United States. But the year 2000 brought new minting challenges. The mint faced an enormous demand for coins due to economic expansion, and billions of pennies needed to be struck rapidly. Whenever billions of coins are made, mistakes can happen. And when mistakes happen, a miracle can be born. Among the billions of 2000p pennies struck in Philadelphia, a very small number came out with a mysterious and dramatic flaw. These were not normal weak strikes or simple die scratches. This was something extraordinary, an error so rare that collectors would eventually be willing to pay a life-changing amount for it. We're talking about the 2000p wide AM variety, a reverse design error where the spacing between the A and M in the word America is wider than it should be. This variety was meant for proof coins only, but somehow a proof reverse die was accidentally used to strike a small number of circulation pennies. For a long time, nobody knew they existed. These coins floated quietly through the economy, passing from hand to hand, buying candies, paying bus fares, slipping into pockets and coin jars. They were invisible treasures hiding in plain sight. Only years later did collectors begin to identify the odd spacing on the reverse and realize that something unusual had slipped out of the mint. As more research came out, the rarity of the 2000p wide AM became clear. The mint had not intended to release it. The die mix-up occurred in an unknown quantity, but estimates suggest a very tiny number made it to circulation. Unlike all legendary numismatic discoveries, the combination of rarity, accidental release, and historical timing pushed collectors' excitement to the highest level. Over time, collectors began hunting the 2000p penny with new passion. Everyday people around America started checking their pocket change. Coin roll hunters went through thousands of rolls looking for this one small mistake, and when the first extremely high-grade example surfaced, perfectly preserved with sharp details and brilliant, the story of the Lincoln 1971p penny begins in a time when the United States Mint was rapidly modernizing its equipment and experimenting with new coin production methods. Many collectors think of the 1970s as a simple era for pennies, but hidden inside this decade is a coin that has shocked the world with its unexpected value. The 1971p penny, struck in Philadelphia with no mint mark, looks ordinary to millions of people, yet a few rare examples contain errors and varieties so dramatic that one special piece has reportedly sold for as high as $190,000. This shocking figure raises a question. How can a simple copper penny from 1971 reach the value of a luxury car or a house? The answer lies in understanding how the mint worked during that period. In 1971, the mint used older hubs, worn dies, and sometimes misaligned equipment, resulting in several varieties. Among these, one variety stands out, the double die obverse. On some 1971p pennies, the letters in Liberty, the date, 1971, and even parts of Lincoln's profile appear doubled. This doubling is not like a weak strike or machine doubling. It is a strong, clear, collectible doubling that immediately attracts expert attention. Coins with crisp and dramatic doubling have always been the crown jewels of numismatics, and the 1971p penny variety is no exception. What makes this coin even more desirable? Its rarity and high grade. Most pennies from the early 1970s circulated heavily, suffering scratches, discoloration, and wear. Only a tiny number survived in mint state condition with full details and bright luster. When this ultra-rare variety combines with extremely high grade, the value skyrockets. That is exactly why one example of the 1971p double die penny reportedly reached the incredible value of $190,000. Collectors compete fiercely for coins that combine rarity, demand, and exceptional eye appeal, and this penny checks all three boxes. The excitement around the 1971p penny also comes from the mystery surrounding it. Unlike other famous double die coins such as the 1955 or 1969s varieties, the 1971p is not commonly talked about outside dedicated numismatic circles. Many everyday people have never even heard about this valuable penny hiding in old jars and drawers. That sense of hidden treasure is what keeps collectors searching. Every time someone sifts through a pile of old cents, the possibility of uncovering a fortune keeps the passion alive, and with the dramatic value increases in recent years, the dream feels even more real. For anyone hoping to find this rare penny, knowing what to look for is essential. The doubling on the 1971p appears strongest on the letters, Liberty, the date, and sometimes on the motto, In God We Trust. The doubling is bold and distinct, not thin, flat, or shelf-like. Another important detail is the coin's condition. Even if a 1971p double die penny is real, heavy wear or damage can reduce the value significantly. The story of the 1776-1976 bicentennial quarter begins with a special moment in American history, a moment when the entire nation prepared to celebrate 2 centuries of independence. This coin was never meant to be ordinary. It carried the weight of 200 years of American spirit, tradition, and national pride. Millions of these quarters circulated, but among them, a few rare varieties emerged, varieties so valuable that a single example shocked collectors by selling for an unbelievable $173,000. Today, we explore what makes this historical quarter not only iconic, but potentially life-changing. When the US Mint planned the bicentennial celebration, they wanted the quarter to look different from every coin made before. Instead of the usual eagle, they introduced a bold new, reverse design featuring a colonial drummer and a victory torch with 13 stars. On the obverse, the date 1776 to 1976 replaced the year of minting. With its patriotic look, the coin instantly became a symbol of national unity. But beneath this beauty lies a mystery. Why are some of these coins fetching massive prices while most are only worth 25 cents? The answer begins with minting errors and special varieties. Most bicentennial quarters were struck in copper-nickel for general use, but the US Mint also produced a limited number of silver bicentennial quarters for collectors. Even rarer are the coins accidentally struck on silver plankets that were not meant for circulation. One such quarter, struck under unusual conditions, flawless in preservation, and displaying incredible sharpness in its details, became the star of an auction. Its combination of rarity, metal composition, and perfect condition pushed its price all the way to $173,000, transforming an everyday coin into a treasure. Another reason for extreme values lies in grading. The quarter that reached 6 figures did not have scratches, wear, or handling marks. It was preserved in a state that even professional graders described as breathtaking. Only a microscopic number of bicentennial quarters exist in such perfect condition. When two passionate collectors battled for ownership, the price soared higher than anyone expected. It wasn't just a coin at that moment, it was history sealed in silver, untouched by time. The bicentennial quarter also carries emotional value. For many Americans, it represents childhood memories, celebrations, and the patriotic energy of the 1970s. Finding one in pristine silver struck in special minting conditions, is like discovering a piece of national heritage. That's why collectors still search rolls, drawers, inherited collections, and old boxes, hoping to find the small details that separate a normal quarter from the rare and extraordinary. One worth a fortune, a single error, a silver composition, or a perfect strike can turn the coin into something extraordinary. Lincoln's portrait proudly displayed on the front and the iconic wheat ears on the back. The 1951 penny continued a design that had already become a national symbol of honesty and perseverance. While billions were produced that year, a few extraordinary examples have become treasures worth as much as $153,000 today. What makes some of these coins so valuable are their rare minting qualities and remarkable preservation. Certain 1951 Lincoln pennies were struck with perfect precision, displaying stunning luster, sharp detail, and rich red color. Others feature fascinating mint errors such as double die strikes or repunched mint marks, small mistakes that make them incredibly rare and desirable. Coins graded by experts at the highest levels, like MS6 7+ red, can command breathtaking prices at auction because so few have survived in flawless condition. For collectors, the 1951 Lincoln penny is more than just copper. It's a piece of American heritage. Imagine finding one of these rare gems tucked away in an old jar or inherited collection. A coin once worth a single cent, now valued at over $150,000. It's a reminder that even the smallest pieces of history can hold immense worth. So the next time across a 1951 penny, look closely. You might just be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. The 1951 Lincoln penny may seem like an ordinary 1-cent coin, but it holds a story of immense historical and collector value. Minted during a time when America was recovering from World War II, this coin represents both the strength and resilience of the nation, with Abraham Lincoln's portrait proudly displayed on the front and the iconic wheat ears on the back. The 1951 penny continued a design that had already become a national symbol of honesty and perseverance. While billions were produced that year, a few extraordinary examples have become treasures worth as much as $153,000 today. What makes some of these coins so valuable are their rare minting qualities and remarkable preservation. Certain 1951 Lincoln pennies were struck with perfect precision, displaying stunning luster, sharp detail, and rich red color. Others feature fascinating mint errors such as double die strikes or repunched mint marks, small mistakes that make them incredibly rare and desirable. Coins graded by experts at the highest levels, like MS6 7+ red, can command breathtaking prices at auction because so few have survived in flawless condition. For collectors, the 1951 Lincoln penny is more than just copper. It's a piece of American heritage. Imagine finding one of these rare gems tucked away in an old jar or inherited collection. A coin once worth a single cent, now valued at over $150,000. It's a reminder that even the smallest pieces of history can hold immense worth. So the next time across a 1951 pennies, look closely. You might just be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand. In the world of American coin collecting, stories of rare treasures often start quietly, but then explode into legends that echo across decades. Today we dive into one such story, a coin that has stunned collectors, shocked auction houses, and captured imaginations, the Lincoln 1787 to 1999 coin, a unique American piece that has reached an incredible value of $190,000 dollars. The journey begins centuries ago, back in 1787, when the foundations of American coinage were first being imagined. Those early experimental tokens were symbols of a new nation taking its first steps into defining its identity. Fast forward to 1999, and we find a modern era filled with innovation, new minting techniques, and special strikes. Between these two dates lies a fascinating connection, a rare transitional, era-linked, or special piece that combines historical depth with modern mint craftsmanship. The collectors who discovered its existence understood immediately that this was no ordinary coin. It represented a timeline, a bridge between the birth of American coinage and the late 20th century. What sets this coin apart is not only its age-linked significance, but also the uniqueness of its strike. Some examples contain unexpected details, tiny minting anomalies, doubled features, unusual metal variations, or edge markings that do not align with standard production. These details transform what might have been a common 1999 piece into an extraordinary specimen. And in the numismatic world, rarity plus story equals value. That's how a simple quarter can suddenly become worth more than a luxury car, a new house, or an entire savings account. Collectors and experts often say that coins hold memories. They travel in pockets, through hands, across cities, and over generations. A rare coin can pass unnoticed for years, until one day, someone with a sharp eye uncovers its hidden value. That's exactly what happened with the Lincoln 1787 to 1999 piece. For decades, it quietly existed in drawers, boxes, or coin jars until someone finally recognized its anomalies. When it was brought to auction, excitement rippled across the numismatic community. Bidders competed fiercely, determined not to let this treasure slip away. The final price, $190,000 quarter dollars, became a milestone, one more reminder that the world of coins is full of surprises. But the story doesn't end with its sale. The real magic lies in what the coin represents: a fusion of early American ideals and modern-day precision, a reminder that even a small, circular piece of metal can hold centuries of history inside it. This coin now stands as a symbol of legacy, rarity, and the thrill of discovery. It teaches collectors everywhere that treasures are still out there, waiting to be found, in boxes stored in attics, in bags of old change, in collections passed down through families. The next great coin could be sitting quietly, waiting for someone to recognize its true worth. So next time you look at a simple 1999 coin, don't underestimate it. Examine every detail, every marking, every shine and surface, because as the story of the Lincoln 1787-1999 piece shows, the coin you hold today to be worth far more than face value. It might be the key to a historical mystery and the next record-breaking discovery, and that is what keeps the world of coin collecting alive, exciting, and filled with endless possibilities. There are coins that pass quietly through our hands every day, and then there are coins that change the history of collecting forever. The Lincoln 1787 to 1999 coin is one of those legendary pieces. It represents the spirit of America's earliest coinage, history joined with modern minting precision. This remarkable coin has fascinated collectors and experts alike. Recently valued at an astonishing $190,000 quarter dollars for a coin that might look ordinary at first glance, its story is anything but ordinary. The roots of this coin's legend stretch back to 1787, a time when America was still shaping its national identity. Early coin designs symbolized freedom, strength, and unity. Fast forward to 1999, and the Lincoln coin stands as a reflection of that same legacy, combining over two centuries of American mint evolution. Between these years lies a bridge of history, craftsmanship, and patriotic artistry that makes this coin a true masterpiece. It's a link between America's past and its future, crafted in metal but filled with meaning. What truly makes the Lincoln 1787 to 1999 coin so valuable is the rare blend of history and minting anomalies. Certain versions display distinctive errors, off-metal strikes, or unusual mint marks that were never meant for public release. These imperfections, instead of lowering the value, make the coin one of the most sought-after treasures among numismatists. To hold one is to possess a piece of American history so rare that its value far surpasses its face denomination. When news of this coin's sale reached the collector community, excitement spread like wildfire. At auction, Bids climbed rapidly as experts recognized its unique combination of rarity, beauty, and mystery. The final hammer price, $190,000 US quarter dollars, left the audience stunned. The discovery reignited interest in modern Lincoln coins and reminded collectors that treasures can still be found in everyday places, hiding in plain sight among ordinary change. The story of the Lincoln 1787-1999 coin is more than just about money. It's about discovery, heritage, and the lasting connection between generations of collectors. It proves that even the smallest piece of metal can carry immense historical value. So the next time you pick up a coin, take a closer look. You never know. You might be holding a fortune in your hand, a hidden treasure that tells the story of America itself. The story of the 1979 penny is more than a story about copper and metal. It's about history, craftsmanship, mistakes, and miracles. It's about how a tiny object can carry a massive value. It proves that not all treasure is buried underground. Some treasure lies quietly among everyday coins, waiting to be discovered by the curious and the lucky. This is the story of the 1979 Lincoln penny, a coin of humble origins but extraordinary potential. A coin that might be sitting unnoticed in someone's collection until one day it becomes the next headline-making $200,000 superstar. The 1979 Lincoln penny is one of those coins that proves how something small can hold a massive story. Minted in the millions, it looks ordinary at first glance, yet rare varieties and exceptional eras turn it into a treasure. Collectors have found that a perfect example, combined with a major error, can reach values as high as $200,000, making this coin one of the most exciting finds from the late 1970s. What makes the 1979 Lincoln penny special is the possibility of rare minting errors. Not every coin has them, only a tiny fraction, but when they appear, they instantly attract attention. Some 1979 pennies show strong doubling on the date, the word liberty, and even the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling, known as a double die, is not damage. It is a genuine minting mistake that collectors hunt for passionately. Another reason for its high value lies in condition. Even a common 1979 penny can be worth more when found in brilliant and circulated quality. But when a coin is both error-struck and extremely well preserved, its price rises dramatically. High-grade coins sent for professional certification often achieve huge premiums, especially when the error is bold and clear. These certified treasures regularly make headlines in auctions. Beyond doubling, other errors add to the coin's fame. Off-center strikes, clipped plankets, misalignment, and unusual shapes create uniqueness. The stranger the error, the more a collector desires it. Imagine finding a coin millions of people walked past daily, yet yours is different, unique, rare. That is the thrill that the 1979 penny brings to the world of coin collecting. The magic of this coin is also in its accessibility. Anyone can have one. Anyone might find one. It could be in a jar, in an old box, or sitting unnoticed in a drawer. Stories often appear of people discovering valuable coins in the most unexpected places, and that possibility keeps the excitement alive. The 1979 penny reminds us that treasure doesn't always come in gold. Sometimes it comes in copper. In the end, the 1979 Lincoln penny is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of how history, craftsmanship, and rare mistakes can combine to create incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner, the search for that perfect 1979 penny never gets old. One tiny copper coin holds the dream of turning a simple discovery into a life. The year is 1979, a time when gas was cheap, music was changing, and the Lincoln penny continued its century-long journey through American pockets. But hidden among millions of ordinary cents, there exists a special 1979 penny, one that collectors believe could fetch up to $200,000 under the right conditions. Imagine holding a coin that most people ignore, yet it carries the potential to change someone's life. Welcome to the world of the 1979 Lincoln cent, a world where small details, tiny errors, and rare varieties unlock unimaginable value. To understand why a simple penny can be worth so much, we must first look at the coin's design and history. In 1979, the cent was still struck in 95% copper, a composition Americans had grown used to since 1962. It featured the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, a design unchanged for decades. But as millions were minted, beautiful mistakes inevitably happened. And it's these mistakes that collectors chase with passion. One of the most powerful reasons behind the penny's value is the rarity of its minting errors. Some 1979 Lincoln pennies display doubling on the date, on the word liberty, or on the motto "In God We Trust." This doubling isn't damage, it's not wear, it's a genuine minting error known as a double die. And when the doubling is strong, clean, and visible to the naked eye, collectors are willing to pay enormous sums. In high grade, especially certified, the price can skyrocket towards six figures. That's where the stories of $200,000 coins begin. But the magic of the 1979 penny doesn't stop there. Some coins were struck off-center, some on defective plankets, and others display extraordinary misalignment. These are the coins that turn everyday pocket change into treasure. A spectacular error combined with flawless condition could command unbelievable value at auction, the kind of value that captures headlines and fires the imagination of collectors around the world. Condition plays a huge role. A 1979 penny fresh from the mint, untouched, uncirculated, and preserved perfectly, can already be worth much more than face value. But add a rare error or strong doubling, and suddenly it becomes a star. Numismatic history proves time and again that even the smallest detail, a misplaced digit, a doubled letter, a light strike, or a unique minting anomaly, can define a coin's destiny. Collectors haven't forgotten the miracle finds of the past. Coins discovered in old jars, in drawers, in abandoned piggy banks, or even found by children playing outside. The beauty of the numismatic world is that treasures don't come only from faraway lands. Sometimes they come from your own pocket. That is the excitement surrounding the 1979 Lincoln penny. Anyone, anywhere, might uncover a rare variety worth a fortune. So what should someone look for? Clear doubling on the date, sharp doubling on liberty, distinct doubling on the motto, strong strike quality,